Today we're going to talk about the forgiving method, and I know several of the students have already picked up on it, but I'm going to give my example of how to do the forgiving method. Now, the forgiving method is a great bridge into the way that we were taught in school from the picture method. So I'm going to start off with a 3-digit number being divided by a 1-digit number. So I'm going to do 126 divided by 3. Now the first thing I do is I try to find a good starting place for my division. So I'm going to come over here to the side and I'm going to write all the 3's multiplication facts all the way to 3 times 10. And where I'm getting the 3 from is that I am dividing by 3. So I'm going to go 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 times 4 equals 12. 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 7 equals 21. 3 times 8 equals 24. 3 times 9 equals 27. And 3 times 10 equals 30. Now they can go all the way to 3 times 12 if they really wanted to, but I like stopping at 10. Now, I'm going to take these multiplication facts, and they're going to give me a great starting point for my division. I'm going to go ahead and set up my division problem, and I'm going to extend the line here on the right-hand side to show all my work. Now, I'm going to try to get as close to 12 here as I can. So I'm going to look over here to my multiplication facts, and I'm going to look and see how close I can get to 12 without going over. Oh, here we go. 3 times 4 equals 12. So I'm going to circle the 4 because that's going to be my starting point. I'm looking at the 4th multiple. I'm going to come over here to my equation and I'm going to write down 4. Now, if I do 3 times 4, that's just 12. But my whole number is 126. So I'm going to add a 0 to the 4 and make it a 40. So now it's 3 times 40, and that is 120. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to subtract 120 from 126, and that leaves me with 6. I'm going to go back to my multiplication equations over here to the side, and I'm going to try to get as close as I can to 6 without going over. Oh, here, 3 times 2 is 6. And I'm going to circle the 2 because it's the second multiple. So I'm going to put a 2 here. 3 times 2 equals 6. So I'm going to subtract 6 from 6. That gives me 0. Then all I have to do is add 40 plus 2, and that will give me my answer. I think my answer is 42, but I'm going to check it. I'm going to do 42 times 3 because I'm dividing by 3. Then do the box method. And then add up those two numbers. Again, if this number here matches my top number up here, then my answer of 42 is correct. Let's look at a little harder one though. Let's look at 436 divided by 5. So again, I'm going to come over here to the right-hand side, and I'm going to list all my multiplication facts for 5 up to 10. And again, I'm just doing this to give me a starting point. And again, if I wanted to, I can go up to 5 times 12. It's all up to what I want to do. But I like to go to 5 times 10. Now I'm going to try to get as close to 43 as possible. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and set up my equation here. And I'm trying to get as close to that 43 as I can without going over. Well, I know that 5 times 8 is 40. And that's as close as I can get to 43 without going over. I'm going to circle the 8. And I'm going to come over here and put 8 on my equation here. Now, if I do just 5 times 8, that gives me 40. And I would be subtracting 40 from 436. But that's not what I want to do. I'm going to make it an 80. So now it's 80 times 5 which would give me 400. So I'm going to subtract 400 from 436. That's going to leave me with 36. So again, I'm going over here to my multiplication facts. I'm going to see how close I can get to 36 without going over. 5 times 7 is 35. That's close. I'm going to circle the 7. Then I'm going to come over here and write my 37. And I am perfectly fine with doing 5 times 7 is 35. Subtract 35 from 36, and that gives me a remainder of 1. I'm going to add 80 plus 7. That gives me 87 with the remainder of 1. That's what I think my answer is, but I'm going to check it by doing 87 times 5, box method. Oop, made a mistake. Hold tight. Let me erase that. There you go. Can't forget to add my remainder of 1 back in. If this number here matches this number up here, then my answer of 87, remainder 1, is correct. But let's look at a 4-digit by a 1-digit. Let's look at 306. Let's look at 3,651 divided by, I don't know, 4. I'm going to go ahead and set up my equation here. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to list my 4 facts all the way up to 4 times 10. And if all they know is up to 4 times 5, then just let them do up to 4 times 5. It's really up to what they know. That's why they call it the forgiving method, because it forgives them for not knowing all their multiplication facts. Oh, forgot one of them. Hold on here. All right, so I'm going to try to get as close to 36 as I can, and the closest I can actually get is 4 times 9, which is 36. So I'm going to circle 4 times 9 equals 36, and then I'm going to circle the 9, and I'm going to bring the 9 over here. Now, if I just do 4 times 9, then I'm going to be just subtracting 36 from 3,651, but I want to subtract as much as I can, so I'm going to add 2 zeros behind it. So now that it is 4 times 900. That gives me 3,600. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to subtract 3,600 from it. That leaves me with 51. I'm going to look back over here to my multiplication facts. How close can I get to 51? Well, let's see. I have 4 times 10 here, and that's 40. I'm going to circle my 10. I'm going to put 10 over here. I am fine with 4 times 10. I don't think I'm going to add any zeros to the 10 there. I'm just going to leave it as 40. That leaves me with 11. Now I'm going to come back over here to my multiplication facts. I'm going to see how close I can get to 11 without going over. 12 is too much, but 8 is just right. I'm going to circle that multiplication facts, circle the 2. I'm going to do 4 times 2, which is 8. And I'm going to subtract 8. Which is 3. And my remainder there. I'm going to add up the 900, the 10, and the 2. One problem that students will make is that they won't line up their place values. Please, please, please help me and make sure that they line up those place values. Sometimes that's where they make their careless mistakes. So I think my answer is 912 with a remainder of 3, but I'm going to check it. I'm going to do 912 times 4. Check it with the box method here. And if your child knows their multiplication facts, this will go quite quickly for them. kind of an incentive for knowing your multiplication facts. Can't forget about my remainder 3, so I'm going to add that back in. Remember, if that number matches this number up here, then my answer of 912, remainder 3, is correct. If you have any questions after watching this movie, please don't hesitate to call or email. Have a wonderful day. Bye.